Coming up now on Midday, today is day one of brand new Utah public health orders, how schools and bars will have to adjust.
Demonstrators here on both sides of the aisle. Should Dixie State University change its name? What both sides said, that's coming up shortly.
And we had a little morning snow this morning across the Wasatch Front. Made a little bit of a tricky commute. What about the rest of your day and beyond? That's all coming up in Utah's most accurate forecast.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC 4 News Midday starts now.
Thanks for joining us for Midday. I'm Sarah Martin in for Brian Carlson. We begin on Capitol Hill. Dixie State University students are gathering right now, turning up the pressure on lawmakers to change their school's name before time runs out. ABC 4's Jordan Burrows live in downtown Salt Lake City at that protest. Jordan, what are you seeing?
Hey, so far there's about 50 Dixie State University students here up here. They're urging senators to hear House Bill 278, whether or not Dixie State University should change its name. I'm here with the student body president at Dixie State University, Penny Mills, that is. You've been out here, you talked to lawmakers. What was that conversation like this morning?
In my honest opinion, hopeful. I'm hoping that they will hear the bill. I'm expecting it, to be honest.
And, they have about, 7 days left after today in this session. Mm-hmm. If this bill doesn't get heard, how will Dixie State University students feel? You've been up here, you're demonstrating, You're fighting for this. I mean, how would that make you feel?
I don't honestly think that I can come up with, I can't think of the right word right now. Honestly, speechless.
Sure.
I think that's how students will feel.
Yeah, and there's some demonstrators on the other side that say, it's about the history of the university. They want to keep the name because it's regional. Nationwide, there are negative connotations with Dixie State.
And sorry to interrupt you really quick, though. It's not just a regional university anymore, though. It's not a community college anymore. It's a university. It's a nationally known university with Division I athletics now, and our name needs to reflect that and needs to reflect our purpose and our mission. And it doesn't currently.
Right. So tell me then, is this for the future? Is this for students now, for the future? Tell me what you think.
I think it's for all of the above. It impacts students now. It impacts students in the future. If the name doesn't change, it will impact students, their ability to receive jobs.
We saw a bus come up here. There's about 50 students here. How long are you guys going to be here on Capitol Hill, and when will you leave?
We'll be here until around 1 p.m. today. We'll probably leave around 1:30 or 2. And head back down to St. George.
One last thing for me. The hope today. What do you want to hope happen?
That the bill will be heard on the floor, that the Senate will vote on it, that it'll be taken out of committee and actually taken and voted on the floor.
Okay. Thank you very much again. That was Penny Mills. She is the student body president at Dixie State University. We'll hear from her some more other students and some other alumni from Dixie State later on our shows at ABC 4 at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. Reporting live from the state capitol, I'm Jordan Burrows, ABC 4 News.
Jordan, thank you. Definitely an interesting topic. Happening a little later this hour, famous women's rights attorney Gloria Allred will be shedding some light on a teen sex abuse case linked to Utah and to Paris Hilton. In a virtual press conference set for about 12:30, Allred will give details of a lawsuit against a therapy center right here in Utah. Allred says her teenage client was sexually abused during her time at this ranch and severely punished after reporting her abuse. Allred says her client found courage to speak out because of the recent campaign by Paris Hilton to expose abuse at private schools and residential programs here in Utah. Hilton claims she was abused while attending Provo Canyon School back in the 90s, saying she was treated like an inmate, not allowed to see sunlight or breathe fresh air for 11 months. Hilton testified in favor of Senate Bill 127. It would require troubled teen centers to track the use of restraints and isolation and report those to the state licensing office. The bill unanimously passed the Senate. It's headed to the House for a last vote. Now to the snow. After back-to-back storms last week, we got a bit of a break from the winter weather, but today came right back. The snow returned for a little while this morning. These are some beautiful shots. Photojournalist Tony McClellan showing our state just dusted with snow. Good reminder, winter definitely not over yet. We're going to check in with meteorologist Adam Carroll. Adam, is that snow in our future or just in our past now at this point?
Pretty much our past, except for maybe the mountains and portions of central and southern mountains, as well as the cold front that brought the snow continues to progress south here. And yeah, there was a moment in time that some areas saw a little bit moderate snowfall against a colder backdrop of both the surface and air temperature. But overall, we're really coming to a close down there across the Wasatch Front. And this is what it looks like here way up in northern Utah. I mean, you wouldn't know it, but we did see some snow out there in places like Cherry Peak, especially early this morning. And we do have those clouds kind of moving off to a southerly direction, pockets of sunshine out there. And we are going to continue to see the pockets of sunshine in the north, but a lot more sunshine in the south because they're awaiting the front. Now, this is what it looks like in southern Utah. Almost crystal clear out there, and we're going to continue to have those nice conditions here moving forward, but the winds are going to kick up, so it's cold in the north, a little bit milder in the south, but you'll get it. We'll talk about wind coming up.
All right, thanks, Adam. A woman's died in a snowmobiling accident. This happened near Bryan Head. 3 snowmobilers were involved in a crash near Navajo Ridge. A man and another woman were injured in that crash as well. The man is in critical but stable condition at Cedar City Hospital. The woman was treated and then released. We do not know the name or hometown of the woman who was killed. We turn now to the coronavirus pandemic, showing some promising news on the vaccine front. New this morning, the FDA says Johnson & Johnson's one-shot COVID-19 vaccine about 66% effective at preventing moderate or severe COVID-19. It was found to be safe and effective in trials, paving the way for its emergency use approval as early as Friday. Johnson & Johnson says they're ready to deliver 20 million doses of the shot by the end of March. Today is the first full day of our state's new public health order. Let's take a look at it. Bars in counties with moderate transmission levels no longer required to limit occupancy to 75%. Masks no longer required in counties with low transmission levels. And schools now required to do some more testing. ABC4's Jared Jatnini breaks down what that increased testing will allow schools to bring back.
This new health order will help schools return to some normalcy while giving students something to look forward to.
Contribute to the mental health of students.
2 of the state's largest school districts, Canyons and Granite school districts, reacting to the new health mandate.
We're very pleased.
Under the new order, schools are required to implement a plan to test students who are attending one-time school-sponsored extracurricular activities like a school dance. Granite has 63,000 students.
We have the rapid antigen tests. They would come and get tested upwards of 48 hours in advance of the activity. If they test negative, they would be able to participate.
Canyon School District has 34,000 students.
These safe school-sponsored dances can start immediately.
Canyon's also implementing what they're calling Test to Travel.
Student groups who want to take in-state overnight travel must be tested within 48 hours before they leave for the activity.
Both districts, along with every district in the state, already implemented requiring all students, teachers, and staff participating in extracurricular sport activities to be tested for COVID-19 every 14 days. School officials say this new order is a step in the right direction in the hopes of rounding out the school year on a positive note.
Our community has definitely been asking for.
Now, K-12 schools will work with local health departments should there be an outbreak. Jared Jatnini, ABC4 News.
All right, thank you, Jared. Let's update you on our status with COVID-19. Utah's latest numbers, 716 new cases reported. Our state total now stands at 367,000. 623,000 Utahns have gotten a vaccine. 239 COVID patients are currently being treated in Utah hospitals. 12 more deaths have been reported. Our death toll now 1,865. Over the past 7 days, we're averaging 779 cases per day. Our rolling positivity rate now 13.34%. Our numbers definitely moving in the right direction. 500,000 Utahns now vaccinated, but now people are asking, when will we reach herd immunity? Doctors say herd immunity really means 70 to 90% of our population immune to a given virus. In Utah, doctors say we're now at about 20% of our population immune to COVID-19 through vaccination or because they've had the virus recently.
The case counts going down, vaccine distribution ramping up, being able to get together with people and more sort of have some of our societal social functions come back. I would think to some degree, again, with some mask wearing this summer and fall.
Our state epidemiologists say trials are ongoing for kids. We could see vaccine approval for minors by late fall. Today in Utah County, people 18 and older with certain medical conditions can start scheduling their vaccine appointments. Pre-registration open today for 5,800 COVID-19 vaccines that will be available beginning March 1st through the Department of Health and NOMI Health. For location details and times, visit our website, abc4.com. Also today, Utahns eligible for a vaccine can get a shot at select Walgreens pharmacies. More than 2,300 doses now available at Walgreens as part of the federal retail pharmacy program. For more information on how to sign up, again, our website, abc4.com. And COVID-19 testing in northern Utah expanding. People in Cache County can now get a free COVID test at 3 more locations: Ridgeline High in Millville, the Hiram Senior Center, and Utah State University in Logan. Hours and drive times also online. Right now, crews are working to clean up about 500 gallons of diesel fuel that spilled right near the University of Utah Hospital. That gasoline leak happened this morning at about 7. It was contained to one building, which was evacuated. The road near the hospital is closed, but the main road right to the emergency room still open if you need medical attention. No injuries are being reported. Now to an update on the kidnapped woman from Kearns. Police have charged 2 men in her death, but they are still looking for her body. Police believe 2 men kidnapped and murdered 25-year-old Consuelo Soroyo Romero for information she may have had about them. 29-year-old Orlando Isaiah Tobar and 21-year-old Jorge Medina Reyes charged with kidnapping her, taking her to a different apartment, and then shooting her. We're learning more about a deadly officer-involved shooting that happened back on February 5th. Police have now released body camera footage of that incident.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
According to police, a woman was sexually assaulted and robbed of her car and belongings at gunpoint. Officers later caught up with the suspect, identified as Dino Paul Morales, who dumped the stolen vehicle and ran. Morales was later located hiding in the bed of a pickup truck. After multiple attempts to get Morales to drop his weapon, officers shot him. The investigation into that shooting still ongoing. A final report will be submitted in the coming weeks. On Utah's Capitol Hill, legislators considering allowing any billboard in the state to upgrade to digital. SB 61 waiting for yet another debate on the Senate floor. It would allow billboard owners to upgrade to digital regardless of local government regulations. Opponents of this bill say it'll dramatically impact our neighborhoods, our scenic beauty, and our dark skies. To Washington now. Senator Mitt Romney announced a new plan yesterday to raise the federal minimum wage to $10 an hour if businesses use E-Verify. That new legislation would gradually increase the federal minimum wage to $10 an hour over the course of 4 years. It would also update future minimum wage increases based on inflation rates. The act, though, requires businesses to use E-Verify so that wage increases only go to legal workers. All right, still ahead on Midday, this wild sheep rescued in Australia with more than 75 pounds of wool. Look at that big guy. We'll show you Barack's impressive transformation. Then we celebrate Black History Month with unique and beautiful stories of Black love.
And coming up in today's Daily Dish, we follow up on how Tiger Woods is doing following that nasty crash he was involved in. Plus, a sneak peek with Martha Stewart that includes an iconic little black dress. More on that. And still ahead, let's take a look outside live downtown Salt Lake City. Your celebrity headlines is coming up next.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Adam Carroll, Weather Rate certified 9 years in a row.
Look at this time lapse that came through here, and this is the Cova. There it goes, right through the valley, and watch Mother Nature just kind of burp its snow right onto the valley here in just a second. Boom! She just drops the snow right on top of us here over a very short period of time, but it was cold enough that anything that fell pretty much made it easy to stick on any surface out there, whether it be slushy surface, snowy surface, but overall, it was a pretty awesome time lapse that kind of moved through the area, and then we're clearing things out right there. But hurricane in southern Utah, there's nothing but blue skies here. This is the Pine Valley Mountains. What a gorgeous camera that is. It's 36 in Ogden, 31 in Salt Lake, 33 Provo, 32 Logan, 54 in St. George. Along the rest of the Wasatch Front, we're looking at 20s in the Wasatch back, 30s in the Wasatch Front. So it's definitely a much colder day out there today, thanks to that front coming through. And we really saw that front break up the snow, though, as it moved through the central Wasatch. While it stays nice and clear and sunny in the south, we're starting to see more or less some snow showers here across places like Elko, and we're still seeing some pockets of snow showers, mainly in the mountains in northern Utah. But a little bit closer here, you can see how it progressed southward and then really just broke apart, except for areas in the mountain locations. And then even in southern Utah, we're not seeing anything yet. We might see something a little bit later, though. Futurecast even kind of hints at that, but it also hints at very, very windy conditions here heading into the afternoon hours with that frontal passage. But you can see the pockets of snow showers out there as well. And as we progress through time, we're still staying windy here overnight tonight. We're going to have some gusty canyon winds in St. George here overnight tonight, leading into tomorrow morning. We'll stay breezy here throughout the area most of the next several days. Then another disturbance come through late tomorrow night, maybe bringing us more mountain snow showers, but the bigger storm comes in late Friday with snow for both our valleys and mountains, but the bulk of it will come Saturday here for northern Utah, where we'll see accumulating valley snow and about 6 to 12 inches for our mountains here, while we continue to keep the wind as a problem across the area. So, as we head into that Saturday time frame, this is what we're expecting out there. That's a good, healthy 2 to 4 for many valley locations. Now, granted, we're several days out. That's going to change, but this is giving you an idea of what we can expect. And those, like I said, 6 to 12 inch numbers here throughout much of our northern mountains. But overall, we're at 30s and 40s with a few 50s and 60s still out there here across southern Utah, mainly because they're awaiting the front. It's getting there, and it won't get there till late tonight, which is why the winds will start to crank up down there. And we'll see those gusty canyon winds, but not just tonight, but we'll see them again Saturday into Sunday here with another frontal passage hitting southern Utah, but we're going to stay high and dry. For the Wasatch Front, isolated snow showers continuing here through the remainder of the day, but 38 is looking like a pretty good high temperature. 39 tomorrow, quieter day, high pressure, a short-lived high pressure rolls in tomorrow. Then a chance of some afternoon and evening snow showers here on Friday that will be a little bit warmer, colder on Saturday with accumulating snow. Then we're going to dry things out, start to warm things up, and into next week, I got to tell you, it looks pretty quiet for much of next week.
All right, thanks, Adam. Let's take a look at some news that's trending right now. Good Things Utah's Reagan Ledbetter here in Phoenicia today. We're just taking over, Reagan.
Sarah, we're taking over. And I can't believe I'm in here with you because I'm your biggest fan in the morning. I'm up early, and I watch all of you in the morning.
You're so sweet.
I know,
good to hear.
I'm happy to be over here with you today.
Yay.
All right, well, we'll get into the dish. This morning, Lindsey Vonn and fellow athletes are sending their prayers to Tiger Woods after the 45-year-old golfer was involved in that serious car accident that left him hospitalized. His team released a statement this morning that says that he has suffered serious injuries in that horrific crash, that he has had surgery on his ankle, his legs. Rescuers had to use an axe to break through the windshield and free that legendary pro golfer. He's won the Masters 5 times. Everyone's sending prayers. He was the only person that was in the SUV when it lost control. It was around 7:15 yesterday morning, south of LA.
It's just amazing he survived. Just all that damage. It's amazing.
He really is lucky to be alive. The sheriff's department says there was no sign that he was impaired in any way, but they are doing tests. They have done blood tests. Investigators say that they're looking into if he was on the phone, otherwise distracted at the time of the crash. It is a notoriously dangerous road. But we will learn more as they learn more.
Hope he feels better soon. Those surgeries are effective.
Yes, absolutely. Britney Spears is sharing a fundamental tip that has helped her feel a little bit healthier. The 39-year-old pop star, who is known for constantly staying active and showing off her complicated dance moves, posted a new Instagram video on Tuesday that is featuring her fancy footwork to Otis Redding's Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Oh, cool.
She said she was going to maybe try the ice cream diet, Sarah. I mean, I don't know if you've been craving ice cream since you're pregnant.
Yeah, it said maybe that is the diet that I'm on right
That's
now, since my
not what
pregnancy.
she tried, though. She says that she chose portion control, which is very hard when it comes to Doritos. That's what she said. On a
I love
positive
that
note,
she loves Doritos.
I love Doritos.
They're so
I love
good.
Doritos, that yummy processed cheese, whatever that is on there. She also informed fans that she's planning to soon get some new equipment to help with the dancing that she loves so much. She said, if you're wondering why I have socks at the tip of my toes, well, I'm waiting for real lyrical shoes. Like, she's gonna dance.
Oh.
I know.
Cool.
I know. So she's trying to portion control those Doritos. I don't know if that's possible, but that's what she's been doing.
She's burning enough calories.
She feels so much
burning
better.
enough calories at the dancing. She can have all the Doritos she wants.
She's trying. I know. Have you seen some of her moves are really hard, and
Yeah.
she'll do things like up against the wall. Have you seen her do? Some,
You have to be so in shape to do all of
she's
that
flexible.
dancing.
She really is. Kate Winslet is looking back on past media coverage, and she's talking about how her weight was critiqued when she was a budding star, and it really hurt her. She's 45, and she has been receiving some award buzz for her performance in Ammonite. Have you seen Ammonite?
I haven't, but it's on my list. I want to see it.
It's a heavy movie.
Okay,
it's a heavy
that's what I was
movie,
gonna
and
ask.
I thought it was really, really good. I saw Tony talk about it on your show, I think.
Isn't he great?
He's
all
wonderful.
the reviews.
But she said when she was in her 20s, people would talk about her weight a lot, and it hurt her a lot. She said it was laughable how shocking, how critical, how straight up cruel tabloid journalists were to her.
Well, and we're seeing some older footage of her right here, and she's just stunning.
She's stunning.
She's never not been
She
stunning.
was stunning in her 20s.
In her 20s, now in her 40s. Ugh.
Yes. So she said that it was upsetting to read. She thinks times have changed, though, and now she's less afraid to say how she feels and how she feels about herself.
Good.
So I think that's a positive thing.
That's great.
Yes. Also, Kanye, he's emerged now. He's in public after Kim Ye is splitting.
No more.
And he was photographed not wearing his wedding ring while visiting Los Angeles. He had one of his children with him. And he was with bodyguards. He was getting into his SUV.
They have kept pretty hush-hush about this. Like they announced it, and then there's really not been a ton,
Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to be good co-parents for their kids. They did have a prenup.
Okay.
I mean, we've been talking about this for 3 days, which I don't think the Kardashians need to be talked about a lot like this, but I think they are really trying to be good parents. I mean, they have 4 kids. They got married in 2014. She was married a couple times before.
Okay.
She's gonna be fine.
She will. They'll both
Kanye's
be fine,
gonna
right?
be fine.
They're both going to be. We'll all be okay. America will move on.
I'm praying for Tiger. I'm a big golf fan, and I want to see him recover and break all the records he
And
needs
come
to
back.
break. That's what I want.
Love it.
Yes.
All right. Thanks so much, Reagan. We'll head out to break here. We'll give you a live look outside. This is our Colonial Tower camera. More Midday coming up after the break.
Welcome back. We continue our celebration of honoring Black history with a story out of Iowa that focuses on a unique way of sharing people's love stories.
Okay, you ready? I call myself a hype woman. 1, 2, and shooting.
When Keisha Ward points her camera,
oh, y'all look good.
It's hard not to smile.
They love it, I love it, and it just makes the work that I do so much more easier. Okay, my loves.
It's behind the lens at her studio in Valley Junction where her purpose comes into focus.
I love to capture the intimacy behind the camera. I love to capture the lovingness that happens between families, between couples.
She's snapped thousands of photos capturing precious moments.
That's how I like to refer to myself, a life's milestones photographer.
And life's beauty.
I host sessions throughout the year that are focused on Blackness.
Highlighting what it means to be Black and proud, from Black women empowerment to motherhood and boldness.
It was also about empowering. It was about knocking the stigma away, and things like that, and making them feel comfortable and for folks to see that.
She believes celebrating Black love is worth capturing too. It's why the Finleys are stepping in front of the camera.
And it almost feels like Black love isn't the norm, but I think it is more normal than we think. And it's because we don't see it commonly that a lot of people don't think it exists. So we're here.
They say representation of couples who look like them in the media can sometimes be seen as stereotypical, dysfunctional, even broken. Not enough showcasing a love that can last.
I graduated from high school 30 years ago. He was at my high school graduation.
The Williams are recreating their love story after 30 years of friendship.
We've been friends a long time, and we've celebrated our Black love for a long time, and that's really what it is. It's our glue, and we don't make apologies for that.
That's why with every shot,
it feels powerful to me.
Every angle.
Just seeing it, I think, gives people a lot of hope that it can happen for them.
Like, both of you have natural smiles and joy.
Is a picture that tells a much bigger story.
You think of not just Black love, but strong Black love, successful Black love. And I don't mean successful when you think of financially, right? I mean successful in communication, successful in the way you love on each other.
That was an adorable story. All right, coming up on Midday, Ahmaud Arbery's family filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Why some say local police there protecting the wrong people. More on that still ahead. And next, law enforcement at the Capitol during that siege, speaking to Congress, who they're blaming for the deadly insurrection.
You're watching ABC4 News.
Thanks for sticking with us for Midday. I'm Sarah Martin in for Brian Carlson. We begin in Washington. Lawmakers digging into the January 6th siege on the Capitol with testimony from officers on scene. During that first public hearing, law enforcement struggled to explain why they were caught off guard, often pointed fingers at each other. ABC's Mary Alice Parks has more.
Former officials in charge of securing the Capitol telling senators white supremacists and extremist groups played a large role in the siege on January 6th. That the attack seemed premeditated, but they did not see it coming.
A clear lack of accurate and complete intelligence across several federal agencies contributed to this event, and not poor planning by the United States Capitol Police.
Former Chief of Capitol Police Steve Sun, who resigned after the riot, and other witnesses claiming they never saw an FBI bulletin warning that right-wing extremists were preparing to wage, quote, a war in Washington.
I would certainly think that something as violent as an insurrection in the Capitol would warrant a phone call or something.
Lawmakers who live and work in a city that is often on high alert still clearly skeptical, saying there were warnings in news reports and other intelligence briefings.
Some pretty foreboding details that I would have thought would have resulted in planning and more preparation.
Today's hearings continue in the House. The architect of the Capitol, J. Brett Blant, planning to testify he was never contacted about deploying the National Guard before January 6th.
I was not asked specifically for additional resources.
Blanton sits on the 4-person Capitol Police Board, which some lawmakers now say needs major reform. The House hearing will focus on possible long-term security changes to the complex. Today, Capitol Hill is still a fortress of razor wire and armed troops. Congress has already approved $30 million to extend additional fencing around the Capitol through the end of March. But the task ahead is hard. How to keep the area safe, but not on total lockdown, still open to the public. Mary Alice Parks, ABC News, Washington.
Our thanks to Mary Alice. The mother of Ahmaud Arbery, whose son was gunned down while jogging about a year ago in Georgia, now filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the suspects and police. This disturbing cell phone video shows the last few moments of Ahmaud Arbery's life. In a wrongful death lawsuit, his family accuses local police and county prosecutors of trying to protect the 3 white men charged in Arbery's death.
It was a conspiracy to deny Ahmaud and his family justice. And the lawsuit is seeking remedy for that those people will be held accountable.
State investigators who eventually took over and quickly issued murder charges, now investigating the handling of the case in general. Attorneys for those men charged sharing statements, one of them saying their client acted within the law and another accusing the family of looking for, quote, deep pockets. Now we're going to take a live look at a story making national headlines. Famous women's rights attorney Gloria Allred shedding light on a teen sex abuse case linked to Utah and to Paris Hilton. Allred saying her teenage client sexually abused during her time at a therapy ranch here and was severely punished for reporting that abuse. Let's take you to that virtual press conference happening now.
To Turnabout Ranch by an entity called Safe Interventions. In Hannah's lawsuit, which we filed today along with our Utah co-counsel, April Hollingsworth, Hannah alleges that she was sexually assaulted by a male staff member approximately 1.5 weeks after she arrived at Turnabout Ranch, when she was alone there in a ranch kitchen in a building known as, quote, Roundy, end quote. At the time, Hannah did not report the alleged assault because she was in fear of what might happen to her if she did. In late November or early December 2019, Hannah alleges in her lawsuit that the same male staff member assaulted her again in a kitchen in a building named The Barn at Turnabout Ranch. Within 24 hours of the second assault, Hannah reported the incident to Turnabout Ranch staff. She alleges that she was instructed to write a detailed letter to ranch management describing the assaults. One staff member to whom she had reported the assaults allegedly responded to Hannah that she was lying, quote, because you're crying so much, end quote, adding, quote, only liars cry, end quote. Despite this, and despite Hannah's fear of further humiliation, she wrote the letter describing the alleged assaults and delivered it to a member of the ranch's management. In addition, she orally recounted what had happened to her. Instead of taking remedial or meaningful disciplinary action against the male staff member that Hannah had accused, Hannah alleges that she was retaliated against and punished for reporting the sexual assaults. The lawsuit alleges that her punishment included giving Hannah addition, quote, reflection, end quote, time, which consisted of picking up horse manure for hours, walking in circles around a horse corral for hours, and or being placed at a desk facing a wall for hours, assigning Hannah additional forced walks in the ranch corral, up to 6 or more hours a day, screaming at Hannah for reading a poster that explained how to file a complaint, refusing Hannah access to the bathroom, forcing Hannah to sleep on a wooden plank with no pillow, giving Hannah additional forced labor in extreme temperatures, and leaving her outside in below freezing temperatures, verbally abusing Hannah, including by telling her that she was stupid, fat, a bad person, pathetic, manipulative, weak, pretending to have anxiety, publicly humiliating Hannah, including criticizing, degrading, and embarrassing her in a group meeting, threatening Hannah with physical violence, and depriving Hannah of sleep.
Again, that was the famous women's rights attorney Gloria Allred speaking about a sexual assault case involving a Utah ranch here, and we'll have more information on that on our website, abc4.com. We turn now to the coronavirus pandemic, showing some promising news on the vaccine front. New this morning, the FDA says Johnson & Johnson's one-shot COVID-19 vaccine about 66% effective at preventing moderate or severe COVID-19, and nobody in the trial died of the virus. The report paves the way for emergency use approval as early as Friday. Johnson & Johnson saying they can deliver 20 million doses of this shot by the end of March. Today's the first full day of our state's new public health order, and let's take a look at it. Bars in counties with moderate transmission levels no longer required to limit occupancy to 75%. Masks no longer required in counties with low transmission levels, and schools are required to do more testing. ABC4's Jared Dratnini breaks down what that increased testing will allow schools to bring back.
This new health order will help schools return to some normalcy while giving students something to look forward to.
Contribute to the mental health of students.
Two of the state's largest school districts, Canyons and Granite school districts, reacting to the new health mandate.
We're very pleased.
Under the new order, schools are required to implement a plan to test students who are attending one-time school-sponsored extracurricular activities like a school dance. Granite has 63,000 students.
We have the rapid antigen tests. They would come and get tested upwards of 48 hours in advance of the activity. If they test negative, they would be able to participate.
Canyon School District has 34,000 students.
These safe school-sponsored dances can start immediately.
Canyon's also implementing what they're calling Test to Travel.
Student groups who want to take in-state overnight travel must be tested within 48 hours before they leave for the activity.
Both districts, along with every district in the state, already implemented requiring all students, teachers, and staff participating in extracurricular sport activities to be tested for COVID-19 every 14 days. School officials say this new order is a step in the right direction in the hopes of rounding out the school year on a positive note.
Our community has definitely been asking for.
Now, K-12 schools will work with local health departments should there be an outbreak. Jared Dratnini, ABC4 News.
Our thanks to Jared. Let's take a look outside. Beautiful St. George. Look at that, blue skies. Adam Carroll has your weather after the break.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Adam Carroll, Weather Rate Certified 9 years in a row.
Well, here's a live look at Flaming Gorge. We got low clouds. We got a little bit of snow shower activity on the lake as well. Look at that. We got a little bit of ice here right up against the shoreline of an area of Flaming Gorge. And right outside of our station, we got the flag at half staff blowing in the wind. Mainly, well, I guess you'd call it partly to mostly cloudy conditions, but we are seeing some sunshine out there after that little burst of snow that came through earlier. But, you know, even though the flag is moving, we're only seeing a 5-mile-an-hour sustained wind here in Salt Lake City. 21 though, Milford, 12 Delta, 13 Ely. This is going to be the area that's going to start really seeing those winds increase also in eastern Nevada. And then you're looking here at temperatures outside right now, which are 30s in the north with a few 40s here and there, and then 50s in the south because we're waiting on the front. So when you look at that wind plus the temperatures, we're looking at colder wind chill values of teens and 20s for a lot of northern Utah out there. Teens only in southwestern Wyoming, and of course it's not really doing a whole lot in terms of our wind chill in southern Utah because they haven't seen the cold air move in nor the wind. But of course we did see the snow showers here earlier. We're continuing to see them scatter about here in northern Utah, also around Elko, eastern Nevada. It stays sunny right now in southern Utah. As we get a little bit closer here on storm tracker radar though, we'll get a little bit better idea in terms of where that snow continues to fall right now, and it's mainly over our mountain locations. As you can see, that kind of that front move through Salt Lake City earlier and the Wasatch Front bringing in that quick burst of snow. So today, a colder, windier day as that cold front blows through the state, bringing those light snow showers out there here, primarily in the mountains moving forward. High pressure, short-lived, will move into the region tomorrow, but it will get pushed right back out as we have another storm system on the way that will bring in a gusty northwest flow and additional snow in terms of tomorrow night. But in terms of temperatures out there, 30s and 40s is what you see, and some areas are only going to be in the 20s. But then as we head into central Utah with 30s and 40s all the way into the 60s here in St. George, and for the next several days, a couple of days where we're going to have gusty canyon winds here Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, but we're going to be in the 50s and 60s, breezy, and we're just going to stay high and dry. For the Wasatch Front, isolated snow showers here remaining for the day. 39 tomorrow. Then we have a chance of some snow showers out there here on Friday afternoon, and Sunday or Saturday we have some accumulating snow before Sunday starts to clear things out and dry things out. And we'll be right back.
Reagan is back with some news that is trending right now. We've got some fun ones.
We do have some fun ones, Sarah. Thank you. You can't go back or wrong with a little black dress,
No, you
right? I mean,
can't.
not maybe for you right this minute. Someday you'll get back in one.
Yeah.
But if you need a little convincing, just take a look at Martha Stewart modeling a black Balmain square neck mini with the buttons up the center. Look how hot she is.
Martha,
she's 79, Sarah.
I think she's aging in reverse.
She really is. She's 79. She's, of course, a businesswoman. She looks half her age in the photo, we might add.
Look at that.
She was featured in a series of stunning images for the Harper's Bazaar March issue.
So that square neck is like giving me real 90s vibes, but I'm living for it. I feel like it's coming back.
90s,
right?
80s. I mean, that's the
We're
vibe
here
that's
again.
happening right now. She said went back years younger, you saw a lot of, she wore hot pants. And she said that you saw plenty of leg, maybe a little bit of her tush, she said. Yeah, she said, I looked great in my pants too. And she said that she wore high heels, shoes or boots, and that's what she wore to work.
There you go.
And she said you had to keep your cool when you worked and you just did your thing. And that was just how you had to handle it. But I think she looks so great. Do you remember July 2021? She put the internet in a tizzy when she posted a selfie in the pool.
Yes,
Like
yes, this past summer.
Yeah.
So sultry, Martha. Living her best life in her late 70s.
All right, Lauren, our producer, I'm sorry about this story because she may have a big crush on Aaron Rodgers. And
Who
it's
doesn't,
officially
though?
official that he's engaged to Shailene Woodley, and she's pretty fabulous.
Yeah,
But they've been engaged for a while, Sarah. This is the story. This is why we're talking about it. They've been engaged for a while. Here's the funny part. This is the funny part of the story. She's not even a real football fan, and she doesn't even really know that he's a huge deal.
I wonder if he is like a TV fan, like if he's kind of like
I
a
know.
big
Is
TV
he like,
watcher.
wait, you're a real actor?
They're like one of these couples that, have different interests and hobbies and come together for the fun
I know.
times.
Well, she just appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and she said that that he's an incredible human being, but she didn't watch football or know how good he was. She said that he's just the nerd who wants to host Jeopardy, and he happens to be good at sports.
Okay, that's cute.
Isn't that funny?
That's
I
really
think that's
cute.
really cute. Yeah, so she has yet to watch him in a football game. Like, she hasn't gone to a football game with him playing.
Because of COVID, probably.
Because of COVID. I know. So she's in
And
for
they're engaged. She's
in
engaged
for
to
a
Aaron
real
Rodgers.
treat. So, Lauren, I'm sorry you had to see that.
Well, love it. Thanks so much, Reagan. It was fun filling
You're
in with you
welcome,
today.
Sarah. Happy to see you.
Let's take a live look outside. We're going back to St. George. Look at those blue skies. I'm envious. Gorgeous. Midday after the break. Okay, what happens if you don't get a haircut? Maybe
Your
a little
hair gets
frizz. Your hair gets longer. Take a look at this sheep found in Australia after years of missing haircuts.
Oh my goodness!
77 pounds of fleece.
Can he even walk, Sarah?
I mean, barely. He was like underweight. They were so glad they found him because little Barack really needed a haircut, and now he's going to be doing so much better.
That's a bad haircut right there. Right?
Okay, before we go, though, we have such a special happy birthday
Real quick,
to shout out.
happy birthday to my son Blake, who's 3 today.
He's a big boy. I love him.
So sweet. Thanks for joining us for Midday.